Hello and welcome to another edition of Mr. Fletcham's Fantastic Forum. Today we're looking at 9-6 factors of a whole number. So for our mental math and reflexes today, we're going to take a look at 1/2 of 12. And what we're going to really pay attention to here is our denominator first. So we're going to have two separate groups and we're going to need one of those groups. So we're going to put out two separate groups, and then we're going to fill in with 12 so we get equal numbers in each group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so now we have our 12 distributed in between two equal groups. All we need to do is look at one of those groups, which tells us that there are 6 in that group. Alright, so again, we've got 3 separate groups because 3 is in our denominator, and I want you to give you a second to pause and fill in 21 counters. Alright, well hopefully you've had a second to pause and fill in your counters, and this is what it should look like. And now, we're not going to look at one of these groups, we're looking at 2 because we're looking at 2/3. So we're going to put a line around those two groups, and we can count that we have 14 in that group. Now for our math message today, I want you want to pack 24 bottles of juice into full cartons. Each carton holds 4 bottles. Can you pack all 24 bottles so none are left over? I wanted to give you a second to pause and figure out what the important parts of this question are. So I've got a helper here today who says that our first important part is going to be 24 bottles. And then she says that we're packing each of these into cartons that hold 4 bottles. So we're trying to see if we can pack all 24 so none are left over. Alright, so what I am going to do is put up 4 bottles of juice. So we have 4, and if we count by 4s, we'll see if we can get up to 24 without going over. Because remember, there are 4 bottles in each carton. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. We can pack all 24 into the 4 bottle cartons with having none left over. So our answer is yes. Alright, now we're going to take a look at factors. A factor is one of 2 parts or 2 or more numbers that when multiplied together produce a product. So I want to see if you can pause and pick out what the factors of this product are. Hopefully you've had a second to pause and you found out that 6 and 3 are both factors and 18 is our product. Identify factors of a whole number. There are 15 bottles. Can they fill cartons that hold 3 bottles each? I want you to pause and see if you can't pick out the important parts of this problem. Alright, so my helper today says that we've got 15 bottles that are important, and the cartons that hold 3 bottles each. Now, if we can divide 15 by 3 without a remainder, that means our answer is yes. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. We'll have 5 cartons full with 3 bottles each. Uh-oh. We've got another problem here that says there are 15 bottles, and can they fill cartons that hold 4 bottles each? I want to give you a second to pause, try and figure out the important parts of this problem, and work through whether you can do it or not. Alright, so my helper today came about this problem by repeated addition. She added up to 15 bottles, going up by 4 each time. But what we found out is that if you add up 4 bottles, you have 4, 8, 12, and then 16. Which means that there would only be 3 in our last carton of 4, which means that our answer, unfortunately, is no. Another way we can look at this is 4 times what equals 15, or 15 divided by 4 equals what? Our answer is going to be 12 with our answer is going to be 3 with a remainder of 3. What are other factors of 15? So I want to give you a second to pause and figure this out. So the factors of 15 are 15, because 15 times 1 equals 15. 1, because 1 times 15 equals 15. 5, because 5 times 3 is 15. And 3 is also another factor because it is a factor that goes in with 5 to create 15. What are other factors of 16? I'll let you pause and figure this out. Alright, now we're going to look at the factors of 15. We've got 16, we've got 1, we've got 2 and 8, because 2 times 8 equals 16, and we have 4, because 4 times 4 equals 16. Moving on, can you find the factors of 17? I'm going to give you a second to pause and figure that out. Alright, I've worked here with my partner here, and we found out that 17 is an odd number, and it's actually called a prime number because it can only be multiplied by 1 and itself. So our only two factors are going to be 17 and 1. Alright, what are the factors of 18? There's a number of them, so I'm going to give you a second to figure this out. Alright, so we found out that two factors are pervasive through all numbers, and it's going to be 18 and 1. So any number is going to be, every number's factors will at least have 1 and the number that it is. So we've got 18, we've got 1, we've got 2 and 9, and we also have 6 and 3. Moving on. Can you find the other factors of 19? I'll give you a second to pause and figure this out. Don't rack your brains too hard on this one because this is another prime number. It's only being able to be multiplied by 1 and itself. Finally, we're going to take a look at 20. Can you find the factors of 20? I'll give you a second to pause and figure this out. Alright, so hopefully you've had a second to pause and figure this one out. I've worked through this with a partner here in class, and we found out that 20 and 1 are going to be factors. Also, 2 and 10 are going to be factors, as well as 5 and 4 are going to be factors. Alright, hopefully you've enjoyed this edition of Mr. Floodstrom's Fantastic Forum and you found the information helpful. Please return soon to see if we've got any other videos which should be coming up shortly. Thank you, and have a great day.